In the ancient world, long before telephones or emails, trumpets were essential. Imagine a world without sirens or loudspeakers. How would you gather people for a meeting? How would you warn of danger? The answer was simple: trumpets. These weren't the shiny brass instruments we know today. They were made from ram's horns or even conch shells. But their sound was powerful. It could be heard for miles across hills and valleys. In the Bible, trumpets weren't just for making noise, they were deeply symbolic. They announced important events like religious festivals and the arrival of kings. They were used in times of war to rally troops and intimidate enemies. Most importantly, trumpets were used to communicate with God. They were a way to get his attention, to offer sacrifices, and to celebrate his greatness. Every blast was a reminder of his power and presence. The Apostle Paul, in his letter to the Corinthians, talks about the importance of clarity. In 1 Corinthians 14:8, he writes, "For if the trumpet makes an uncertain sound, who will prepare for battle?" Think about it. Imagine hearing a trumpet blast that was weak or jumbled. Would soldiers know when to attack or retreat? Confusion could lead to chaos and defeat. Paul uses this example to talk about spiritual gifts. He's saying that our actions and words should be clear, like a trumpet blast, so others know what we believe and what God wants from us. Just as a clear trumpet call guides soldiers, our lives should point others towards God. Our faith should be evident, our words encouraging, and our actions motivated by love. One of the most dramatic stories of trumpets in the Bible comes from the book of Judges. Gideon, an ordinary man, was chosen by God to deliver the Israelites from the Midianites. Outnumbered and afraid, Gideon only had 300 men. But God had a plan. He told Gideon to arm his men with trumpets and clay jars. They were to smash the jars and blow their trumpets, creating a symphony of chaos. Judges 7:20 describes the scene. Then the three companies blew the trumpets and broke the pitchers. They held in their left hands the torches, and in their right hands the trumpets to blow. And they cried, "The sword of the Lord and of Gideon." The Midianites, startled by the noise and the sight of flaming torches in the darkness, panicked. They turned on each other in the confusion, giving Gideon and his men a miraculous victory. The story of Gideon's army reminds us that faith doesn't always make sense. It might seem foolish to fight a mighty army with trumpets and clay pots. But God's ways are not our ways. When we trust in Him, even when things seem impossible, He can bring victory. The trumpets in Gideon's story represent more than just noise. They are a symbol of faith, courage, and obedience. Like a trumpet call cutting through the darkness, God's love calls us to follow Him. He equips us with everything we need to face our giants, even if it's just a trumpet and a prayer. Will we answer His call? Will we be brave enough to make a joyful noise, trusting that He will fight for us and lead us to victory?